So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are hyped for Genshin Impact, and so am I. It's been a wild ride, especially since they just announced it's coming out on September 28th. So we have a whole month for this. What I want to do is kind of talk about the mechanics of characters and have a very different approach. I've been playing mobile games for a very long time, since I want to say about 2013. And just to give you guys some context, I was a top player in a game called Age of Ishtaria. I was also a top player in a game called Fantastica. I was in one of the top three, I guess you could say, unions in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross for the first 2.5 years. Now, I've also done lots and lots of MMOs. I've done lots of action games that involve a lot of really high level mechanics. I've also done fighting games. This is where I guess I got most of my knowledge in understanding how how attack patterns work, understanding frames, understanding what your windows of attack and defending are, and having a really good fundamental base to kind of take that and then move it on to other levels. It's kind of like when you learn one FPS, I should say, when you get pretty good at an FPS, you can take that knowledge and you can take it somewhere else. So like for Valorant, how stutter peaking is a thing that actually comes all the way from CS:GO when it first released. But just recently, I started learning stutter peaking. I started learning corner checking from wide angles. I have a video actually on Valorant and how you guys can get better. So I kind of want to take this and tell you guys my thoughts on these characters based off of the knowledge that I have. So today's video is from MMO Jack 57. I hope you guys can go and give him a sub. He's been doing such a really good job at giving all of the characters, a really nice look so you guys can know what you're getting yourselves into before they release, especially since the beta just happened. So I want to give a huge shout out to MMO Jack. Dude, you're doing such a great job. Don't stop. And without further ado, let's just see at this new character, Ningguang. Xiao is gonna be so busted. He's going to be probably like a staple in a lot of people's like character lineup. Just the amount of ridiculousness this guy have, it's just so mind-blowing. But I'm gonna talk about Xiao in the next video. I just want to talk about the new character Ningguang for now. Okay, so she throws rocks. Whoa! Hold on. Okay, so this is interesting. I wonder if is this is she a support character that has kind of off damage? I wonder, because I also know that Klee is going to be super good. Klee is a support and damage. She has a really good buff on her that she can give all of the characters. This is going to be interesting. I wonder what this is going to be like. I just want to chat. Yeah. I'm really wondering, is this defensive or is this offensive? Is it a mixture of both? Okay, so we're gonna get into some combat here. Starting with Beidou to give him an electric proc. Switches for the buff. So it looks like they're homing in. Okay. So it's not just a shoot straight forward. Oh, I got that wrong. Klee isn't the buff. She's just damaged. That was a Barbara. I'm so sorry. That was Barbara that gave the buff. I thought this was Klee. No, this buff is from Barbara. I'm so sorry, guys. I misspoke. Yeah, I also think Beidou is gonna be pretty good too. She's gonna be really strong with her electricity, and she staggers with her melee hits. It's gonna be really strong. The cooldown on it's 4 seconds. That's not very punishing if you really think about it. But again, I'm gonna see. I wonder what it's gonna turn out to be later. Oh, so she's like Thoth from Smite. I'll put a video up right now so you guys can see Thoth from Smite. He has kind of the same thing. He's a magic user. he puts up a pretty literally this is the exact mechanic. I'm not even joking. It obviously it looks different, but it's the exact mechanic. He puts up this kind of, wall, he shoots through it, and then the projectiles that he shoots originally transforms and it deals more damage usually. So I wonder if she has that same thing. The only thing I'm worried about, I don't know if you guys really noticed this. Like the weakness, her weakness is very simple. Just overpower and just walk up. That scares me. It's showing that it it's really hard to explain. It's kind of like your range doesn't matter because it's not scary. But the thing is with Klee, if she throws her bomb, she's gonna make them move out the way. So she's gonna throw it, it's gonna explode, and everybody scatters everywhere. But the thing is with her, it may or may not stagger, and she's not doing much damage. So I'm wondering if she's like an off support kind of attack damage kind of character. But obviously, just running straight up and not carrying is her weakness. You can dodge all you want. You're gonna run out of stamina eventually, and they're just gonna simply overpower you. And it's something that I'm really worried about.
劝你放弃。哼，雕虫小技。
Yeah, originally they don't have those little circles on them. So I'm really wondering how this is gonna go.
劝你放弃。
I also just realized it says level 1 here, so he hasn't put anything into her. So obviously everything I'm saying could go out the window. But it's still a thing in my mind where in late game where there's a lot of, bullet sponge and just tanky bosses that they'll just run up and not care. I'm questioning how good she'll be in that kind of aspect. It's very concerning for me because if you get someone like Beidou who can stagger, or someone like Klee who could just throw a bomb and kind of just walk off, or someone like Xiao who can just continuously jump in the air and just be out of harm's way completely and still dish out a lot of damage, it kind of seems like there's just better options instead of her. Now, again, this is just like my initial thoughts. So everything can change over time. Maybe she deals so much damage that they won't have enough time, or just things like that. But when it comes to in game and, like I said, bullet sponges, it's very worrying still. He probably left for level 1 as well, just so you guys can get a view of how she works without one-shotting everything. Okay, that was nice. Crystallization. It looks like they all home in as well. You can see here on the top right. It kind of homes in. Okay, let me get a replay of that. Let me see that one more time.
向我臣服。
Okay, nice. I think the best thing for her is that all her projectiles hone in, and it's not just kind of like Amber, how you have to aim it. I think that's her biggest strength right now. You don't have to worry about too much.
劝你放弃。
Yeah, but you see, they're just running straight through, and you have to switch characters to create that space for yourself. That's it worries me so much. I wonder if she has some type of buff that's gonna make her
劝你放弃。
kind of viable or something like that. It doesn't look like it, to be honest. Okay, where are we going? Can I see what kind of skills she has? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Normal attack hits deal AoE damage. I mean, that's pretty good, but if she doesn't deal a lot of damage, and enemies are just gonna run right past her, especially since she doesn't stagger, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be that good. Shock effect. Constellation level 2. Upon casting or shattering of Jade Screen, deals 60% geo damage to surrounding enemies. That can be huge, actually. So as soon as it runs out, it's just going to deal massive damage. And then I believe you'll have about 1.5 to 1 seconds left, and then you just immediately put up another one. So it makes it to where you have a very short amount of time to respond to her. Okay, he went by that very quickly. She went by that super quickly. Increase Star Shatter skill level by 3. I don't know which one is Star Shatter. I'm guessing that's her ult. The one where she kind of jumped in the air and then like everything kind of went to shit. Reduces incoming elemental damage by 10% for all characters within. Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking. She has some type of buff or just something like that that's gonna help the team out. That's kind of expected. If I'm not mistaken, this is the awakening, right? So you need dupes. If I'm not mistaken, this is the dupe section, right? Please comment down below if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, this is the dupe section, right? Increases Jade Screen's skill level by 3. Max level is 15. This is going to be huge because I'm guessing this is going to go in with Majesty. Majesty be the array of stars. The translations are a little weird. This is going to be pretty huge for it. I'm guessing it's going to up her damage as well. Star Shatter creates 7 gems that attack with Ningguang's normal attack, dealing 60% of Star Shatter's damage. So it just shoots out more. That's confusing. I'm guessing it just shoots out more. Yeah. So it's going to shoot out 7 more and it's going to deal 60%. That could be really huge, actually. So she's actually looking a little bit better, but I'm still worried that in game she's not going to be that great. Obviously I could be wrong, but it's just it's a thought in my mind that they're just gonna walk right past her and then just start slapping her in the face. She seems more like a team oriented character rather than a solo. So just like doing things by yourself with her isn't probably the best idea. But in a team setting where you can have someone on the front lines distracting the enemies, she can just start throwing everything out and just start wrecking everything. Okay, normal sparkling. Okay. Normal attack. Fire gemstones dealing geo damage. Charge consumes a certain amount of stamina and deals geo damage to all enemies in range. I want to see what that looks like. Her charged attack. But yeah, okay, this is exactly what I thought. Okay. Jade screen. Jade screen. This is through star. Okay, Ningguang creates a geo barrier shield made of golden obsidian to block incoming arrows. Okay, so it's both defensive and offensive. That's going to be really huge. Just put it up. Have this is what I'm thinking. Have her put that up and then have Shao just jump over it and just start going in and slamming the ground. And then just have him jump back and forth to avoid any damage when he lands down. And then she's just going to keep shooting stuff and providing that protection. And you can have someone like Klee just continuously throw, like I mean, just throw bombs, and maybe even like have Barbara do her buff, and just start just throwing and throwing stuff over it. So put up her Jade screen, bring out Klee, start throwing stuff over, and then switch to Shao, and then just start slamming the ground. That would be very strong. That would be very strong and scary to deal with. Is able to block any incoming projectiles. It absorbs incoming. Oh, so whenever someone does that, she gains her energy. I'm guessing mana. Shatters after a certain amount of damage. Okay. It has HP to her max HP. Okay. She can only do one at a time. And it's affiliated with. Okay. That's going to be strong. It's going to be pretty strong. Ningguang gathers gemstones around her and shatters them all at once, sending homing shrapnel at nearby enemies, dealing massive geo damage. So it's just damage, and they get to get crystallization. If a jade screen is nearby, Star Shatter will also shatter the jade screen into enemy sink. Oh, sweet. That's gonna be. She's looking a little bit better. She's definitely looking a little bit more better than what I initially thought in the beginning. But I'm still quite worried in a solo setting. Pretty much in a solo setting, you want a jade screen into your ult and then just spam your basic attack and hope to God something of importance dies early so you won't have to deal with mobs. This is just my thoughts though. Whoa, he went by that very quickly. It showed the damage of it. That's what I want to see. Damage is 90%, is 15 seconds, and energy cost is 30. Okay. Yeah, so mana. Okay. Easy game. Increase all party members. So mana regen. Okay. Ends J screen CD if the current J screen is shattered before duration ends. That's gonna be massively good. Oh my god, that changes everything. So just picture it this way. If you go with the play by play I gave you with Klee and Shao and a Barbara with her buff and stuff, and then she puts it up and Klee is just throwing everything over and there's just enemies destroying her Jade screen, she's just gonna throw another one up immediately. Almost immediate. This is gonna be huge. That actually kind of changes the perspective of the end game I was talking about. But that's assuming they're gonna be throwing projectiles, right? Because if you have a bunch of melee, I guess you could say enemies or ads, they're just gonna walk through, and you're never gonna get this effect to go off. So her weakness is very much melee, just like I said, just running up on her and just not caring about her damage. So it's still a worry, but this gives me so much hope for like other bosses that have a lot of range, that spawns a lot of ads that have range in it. She's gonna be like your saving grace. But when it comes to melee, I don't think she's gonna be that great. Increases Ningguang's crit rate by 12 seconds for 10 seconds when Ningguang's energy is recharged in any way. But does it reset? So if let's say I have energy recharge rate of about 3 per second, does that 10 seconds continuously like just get reset, or does it stack? That's what I'm kind of that's where my mind is. I wonder how that's gonna play out. That seems really good, but I also can guess that once you use an ability, your regen stops. So then you're just gonna be sitting there like, I don't have my crit, and it's only 12%. I mean, I don't know where her base crit is and what's kind of noticeable. For most, you want at least 30 so you can have a really good chance. But if this 12 pushes her past 30, that's gonna be pretty good. So for those of you who don't know, with crit, it's in multiples of threes. It's just because you notice quite the difference in multiples of threes when it comes to crit rate in most games. It's one of the reasons why, if you really look at when people play, even League for the most part, they aim for 45%, something weird like that, or like third, or if I'm not mistaken, there's some items that give you like 15% and 10%, and a lot of pros tend to go toward like 30, 35, 45. It's because you notice that difference every 30%. That small 5% chance past whatever the every quarter, it's really strong. When Ningguang crafts character and weapon material, she has 20% chance to recover. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty normal. Nothing too special. It's only 20%. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually wonder if someone like Klee or like Amber shoots through her thing, if they'll get the same effect. That's something I want to know. That seems, if it's possible, that would make things really strong. So that's it. I'm hoping there's going to be a little bit more later, but I'm hoping that we we get to actually see her in action somewhere. So until then, I want to say thank you guys. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you guys like, learning a little bit of mechanics and how people think when they go into building teams. I know sometimes a lot of people just copy without really knowing why. I like going into the why so you guys can enhance your game your I think the best word to use is like your knowledge of the game. Like I already explained with the crit, or with how Klian, Shao, and Beidou, and possibly Ningguang would be a really good just straight damage team. So I want to say thank you guys and see you next time.